the biggest fashion mistakes that we all make. As a world, together, we can all join in on these 25 fashion mistakes that are just very easily fixable if you know to fix them. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to make them in the future, and it doesn't mean that we have to shame ourselves for the ones we made in the past or currently making. I fit into all three of these categories. They're all very easily fixable, and in no particular order, we'll start with the first one, which is wrinkled clothing. We've all been in that moment where we look at an item and we want to wear it, we don't feel like ironing or steaming it, and it's a little bit wrinkled and we're like, maybe no one will notice. They notice, I'm telling you. They notice, and it's not a good look. So if you don't have time to steam it or iron it, just don't do it. Now I will say, fabrics like linen or even cotton, a lot of these have natural wrinkles in them, and that does not look bad. It's a very socially acceptable wrinkled clothing, but the wrinkles that are in like the main part of your clothing that are obviously because you dried it and didn't steam it after, or it just was crumpled on your floor, yeah, we can all kind of tell. We all know because we've all done it before. I will actually link my personal favorite steamer below in the description box. The next fashion mistake that we have all made is insisting on wearing a certain size when we go shopping. You've always been a size 4, and so you go shopping and you are only going to try on and you are only going to buy and wear a size 4. What you don't realize is that depending on the brand, the item is going to run big or small or tight or little or short or whatever, or the fabric doesn't stretch or it does stretch. There are so many other factors in the clothing that's going to fit you rather than just its size. Focus on buying the item that fits you rather than its size. This kind of leads me to the next one, which is the fashion mistake of clothing that pulls and pinches. Doesn't look good. Whenever it's pinching you and pulling and the fabric is stretching and it's too tight in the shoulders, it just kind of ruins your outfit. It doesn't look good. You need to buy items that fit and you'll feel more comfortable anyway. The next big fashion mistake that everyone makes, and I made it for many years until I even knew this was a thing and knew how to look for it, but is that we don't create balance in our outfits. So basically, very basically, if you got a tight top, wear kind of a looser fit bottom. Or if you got a loose fit top, wear a tighter bottom. Or if you're wearing loose fit all around, cinch it at the waist or have your shoulders showing or have some way to show your shape. That is a whole video in itself, but it's just something to keep in mind when you're putting together your outfit. The next fashion mistake that we've all made, especially here in Florida, oh my goodness. This is one we all make in Florida. I make it in Florida. I probably will make it this summer in Florida because it's just, I try not to, but it happens, and that's your bra strap hanging out. I really despise that. I have definitely been guilty of this. By the way, I'm wearing this tank top. It's by Free People, and I just got it, but it completely covers my bra straps and it can even move around and they're still covered. I will link it below if you also have this problem where you want to wear a tank top, but you want to wear a bra and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, bra straps showing, try to avoid that. Use double-sided tape or get a new tank top that will cover your straps. The next fashion mistake is not considering the cost per wear of your item when you buy it. If you buy a $20 shirt and you wear it twice, that's a $10 cost per wear. That costs you a lot of money to wear that shirt one time. 2 times. If you bought a $100 shirt and you wore it 100 times, it cost you only $1 each time you wore that shirt. So when you're thinking about clothing items to buy, really think about how many times you're going to wear it. The next fashion mistake is hanging in your closet, and that is hanging onto items that you really don't like. They're sitting in your closet, cluttering up space, and now you can't find what you're looking for and have nothing to wear because you have a bunch of stuff that you're just not in love with. You gotta move those things out. The next fashion mistake that we have all made, and somebody comment if you've never made this because I would be shocked, is wearing heels that you can't walk in. I have definitely done that because they have been some really cute heels, but I look ridiculous hobbling around these heels that I definitely can't even balance myself on. The next fashion mistake that we have all made, some of us have made, maybe not all, is completely avoiding color. Lots of people have a black, white, and gray, maybe navy color palette in their closet, which is great, and I love that, and that's great if that's what works for you. But don't be afraid to sprinkle in like 1 or 2 colors every now and then because it can just give you so many more outfits just having all those neutral colors. The next fashion mistake that a lot of people make, and I have made it, and it's usually why we get in a style rut, sometimes, it's that we don't experiment with different styles. We're like, I know I look good in 3/4 length sleeve tops that are V-neck, and that's all I'm gonna wear ever, well, then you end up being bored with your closet, and there's a lot of things out there that probably would look really good on you that aren't those exact things. So I'm glad you're here because we have lots of experimentation on my channel. The next fashion mistake that not everybody makes, but you know, we've probably made it at one time or another, is not dressing for the occasion. I personally think you should always overdress if you're not sure how to dress, because that always looks great. At least you can be the best dressed person in the room. But you also really want to be careful of not to underdress for an occasion, especially if you are in a networking field, somewhere where you really have to go places and, like, you know, network with people. You will definitely want to dress for the occasion and be appropriately dressed so that no one's focusing on your clothing or like, why is she wearing that or not wearing that, but they are focusing on who you are and what you have to say. The next fashion mistake that I bet you not many people on my channel actually make, because based on my comments, you guys, like, y'all got it together. I'm always so impressed. Anyway, but a fashion mistake that people do make is they only wear trendy clothes. But then what happens sometimes is they only wear trendy clothes for like a couple of years, and then they kind of move on. They got a career or children or something, and they don't really pay attention to fashion anymore, and they're still wearing those trendy clothes from 5 years ago, and then they start to look dated because they didn't keep up with the trends. I love trends and following them, but I do feel like when you wear trendy items, you kind of need to keep up with when styles change. The next fashion mistake is buying all of your clothes or most of your clothes or even a couple of clothing on impulse. Impulse buying rarely turns out wonderfully. It does sometimes, and I'm an impulsive person, and every once in a while things work out, but a lot of times they don't. So impulsive shopping can kind of lead to a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. You really want to be methodical with your shopping, have a list of things you need, know what you need so you're not distracted by all the shiny things in the store, and really have a plan for shopping if you really want to have a cohesive closet. The next fashion mistake is another shopping one, and that is spending outside your budget. I don't think anyone should go broke trying to be fashionable. You don't need to, it's unnecessary, and no one should be racking up credit card debt to have the latest clothing or to buy clothing. The next fashion mistake, and we've talked about this many times on my channel, and I'm sure lots of other people have on their channels, but it's panty lines. And I know it's like the stupidest little weird dumb thing, and who cares really, but it just ends up detracting from your outfit. It just kind of makes those pants that are probably really nice pants look kind of cheap or something. And also it's very avoidable. Either wear a thong or wear seamless undies. I will link my favorites below with a discount code, or make sure that when you buy pants, they aren't so tight that they are showing everything, or they have a thicker fabric. That kind of goes into the next fashion mistake, which is wearing underwear that maybe it doesn't give you panty lines, but you can straight up see it through your pants. Fun fact, I had maternity photos taken when we were in Tulum, Mexico, and I had a beautiful dress, and it was lined, we were on the beach, and somehow I ended up having on dark thong underwear when we were about to take the photos, and I had nude underwear, but I looked at my dress and I held it up and I'm like, oh, you can't even see them, like no biggie, right? Well, we took the pictures, they look beautiful, and I blew some of them up to be about yay big. They're hanging on my wall in my house, and I was looking at it the other day and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can straight up see my thong underwear. It was a picture of like our family kind of walking, you know, away from the camera, and you can see my underwear and my big old booty, my big old maternity booty on the picture. And yeah, I mean, it's still hanging there and I'm just gonna go with it. But lesson learned, just wear the nude underwear. Nude is always the way to go. The next fashion mistake that I currently make, and I have been working on not making this one, but it's wearing athleisure all the time. Now I will say, as a mother of an infant and a 6-year-old, athleisure really works for that lifestyle. I mean, if I gotta do some running around and carrying kids and dealing with food and spit up and everything, athleisure really does work well. But I find that if I stay at athleisure for days on end and I rarely put myself together, I start feeling kind of dumpy. I just start feeling like, ugh. So I do feel like this is a fashion mistake. Athleisure definitely has a place in life, but maybe not 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Another fashion mistake women make is having too many trends within one outfit. I've mentioned this before, but it's like you have a cutout top, and then you have cutout ripped jeans, and then you have a fedora, and then like a disco print shawl. I'm naming like all kinds of these like really trendy trends, and you just have them all together, all in the same outfit. It just starts to look like you're trying too hard, or you're just trying very hard to like look trendy. I would recommend sticking with like 1 or 2 trends and then the rest classics. That's my personal preference. You may have a different one. The next fashion mistake, and this is a great time to mention it because we are coming up on this season, but it's having the wrong socks with your sneakers. Your socks do not need to be poking out of your sneakers. Like, no one should be able to see them. Just get the no-show socks. They're very cheap. There's some on Amazon. I will link the ones that I use below, but wear those, and that way no one can see your actual sock, which completely detracts from that whole look. The next fashion mistake that we have definitely made, and I have definitely made it many times in my life, is not cutting that thread out of your pockets or out of the back of your jacket, your blazer. Those are only supposed to stay there until you actually buy the garment and own the garment, and then you need to cut those out. Those pockets are there to be actual pockets. The next fashion mistake is one that we've definitely all made, and that is thinking that we can only be fashionable, or we will be fashionable and stylish when we are skinny, or when we've lost 5 pounds, or when we've had Botox, or when we've done the thing. And the thing is, you can be stylish at any size or any age. You just need to find clothes that you feel beautiful and confident in. A lot of that comes from the inside too, and accepting ourselves in the way that we are right now. And I am very much talking to myself as well. The next fashion mistake that we've all made is to wear ill-fitting bras. If your bras are not holding the girls up, and they're not supporting you, then you need to get rid of them and get a new one. Get new ones. I am currently needing some new bras. I'm waiting until I'm done nursing, but this is a big one because it really can make your shirts look a lot better when you have a bra that actually fits and does its job. The next fashion mistake that we've definitely made is wearing clothing that's uncomfortable. If the top is itchy, or it keeps falling down and you don't like having to pull it back up, or it's not a very stretchy fabric, or just something you don't like that makes you notice it while it's on your body, get rid of it, give it to a friend, donate it, do something with it, but you don't need to wear it. The next fashion mistake is not spending time on your style. Style and being stylish does not happen overnight. It becomes with a lot of experimentation and a lot of trial and error and a lot of just trying to figure out what works for you and what you really like. Watching YouTube videos is great, but if you're not actually putting things into practice, it's not going to work. And the last fashion mistake, we're gonna get a little heart to heart here, but it's not embracing clothing as a way to propel yourself forward in life. I really think that the way you dress yourself can help you show up in the world the way you want people to see you. We would all love if people could just magically see into our hearts and judge us that way, but that is not the case. This is how we show up. This is what people see first and how they make their judgment. Putting yourself together in a way that reflects who you are on the inside, or even the way you want to show up, can open so many doors in your personal life as well as your professional life. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you got a few reminders of just things that are just, you know, just try to work on. None of this is gonna get you arrested by the fashion police or anything like that, but sometimes these little things can make a difference between someone listening to what you have to say and someone just staring at your bra strap or something. So hopefully this was helpful. Comment below any fashion mistakes that I missed or I forgot about. I love hearing from you guys, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.